Now, parents, let's be real. How many times have you told your kid to put the phone down today? And how many times did they actually listen? If you feel like you're in a never-ending battle with screens, you're not alone. But what if I told you that this little device, yes, the one that can't live without, might be silently affecting their mental health in ways we don't even realize? Let's break it down. Here's the deal. Our kids are more connected than ever, yet more anxious, depressed, and socially disconnected than any previous generation, right? Coincident? Not really. And let's not even talk about the social comparison trap. Imagine being a teenager and constantly seeing filtered perfect lives online. It's like living in a 24/7 popularity contest, and guess what? That's exhausting. The more time kids spend on social media, the higher the risk of low self-esteem. It's like chasing likes instead of real life happiness. Raise your hand if your kid has ever said just 5 more minutes and then stayed up until 2 a.m. Yep, we've all been there. Lack of sleep is a huge factor in mental health struggles. See this? Social media triggers the same reward system in the brain as junk food or even drugs. It's designed to keep them hooked. The problem isn't just the kids are using their phones a lot. It's how they're using them. Studies show that the more time kids spend on social media, the higher their risk for anxiety and depression. Why? Because social media is a highlight reel, not real life. Think about it. When was the last time you saw someone post a picture of their bad hair day or their real struggles? Exactly. Kids scroll through perfect selfies, vacations, and filtered lives and start feeling like they're not enough. That is so sad. They start thinking, why isn't my life this cool? Why don't I look like that? And over time, those thoughts can spiral into self-doubt, low self-esteem, and even depression. Here's something crazy though. Social media is designed to keep kids hooked. Every time they get a like, comment, or message, their brain releases a little hit of dopamine, the same chemical released when we eat junk food or even gamble. The result, a cycle of addiction. Kids check their phones constantly, looking for that next hit of validation, and when they don't get enough likes, they feel rejected, anxious, even depressed. They start to feel like if they're not online all the time, they're missing out on something. They're missing out on something important. But guess what? They're actually missing out on real life. Ever wonder why your kid is moody, exhausted, and struggling to focus? Late night scrolling is a huge culprit. When kids use their phones late at night, the blue light tricks their brains into thinking it's still daytime. That means they get less sleep, which leads to mood swings, trouble concentrating, and yep, you guessed it, higher rates of anxiety and depression. Lack of sleep isn't just about feeling tired. It affects their grades, their emotions, and even their long-term health. Okay, we've covered the problem. Now let's talk solutions. Because let's be real, banning phones isn't the answer, but teaching balance is. So how do we help our kids develop a healthy relationship with their phones? It's not about banning screens altogether, because let's be honest, that's not realistic. Instead, let's talk balance. Set screen time limits, number 1. Use built-in phone settings to set daily limits. Kids thrive with structure. Number 2, no phones in the bedroom. Encourage real rest. Buy an old school alarm clock if you need to. Number 3, teach mindful scrolling. Before they post or engage, ask, is this adding value to my life? Number 4, Encourage real life connections. Plan more family outings, sports, or hobbies that don't involve screens. Number 5, lead by example, people. If we're always on our phones, there will be two. Let's show them balance. Phones and the enemy. How we use them is, if we teach our kids to control the screens instead of letting screens control them, they can enjoy the best of both worlds without sacrificing their mental health. If this video helped you, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and share it with another parent who needs to hear this. Let's work together to sacrifice healthier tech habits for our kids. See you next time. Thanks for watching. See you next time.